I know we have to stay inside to protect people because of coronavirus, but damn, this gets depressing and boring. Oh look, Brian May's in the news. I love Queen. Oh, fuck me! Queen's Brian May has said that he believes veganism is the future of humanity after the world has been brought to its knees by the ongoing coronavirus. The guitarist has said that he believes that the pandemic will force people to re-evaluate their relationship with meat, after it was claimed that the outbreak was traced to a wet market in the Chinese city of Wuhan, which specializes in the sale of live animals. May, who has followed a plant-based diet since the start of 2020, told NME, "If you want to go deep into it, I think we should be looking at whether or not we should be eating animals." Oh, Brian. Brian. For a start, and straight off, humans eating animals isn't what brought COVID-19 to us. Showed that it was this little bugger, the pangolin. The Chinese used this animal in their traditional medicine. Apparently it's both a strong aphrodisiac and a cure for the common cold, ironically. But it's not from eating it per se, it's from using it as medicine. Now, I don't agree with the Chinese practice of chopping up animals and whatever they do with them to turn them into medicine. I think this is wrong, but it is part of their culture, and saying to other cultures that you can't do something straight off the bat without a long-term process of re-education is just not going to happen. But blaming us on eating a bat or whatever else the fuck it is, when you don't have all the evidence in front of you. Come on, Brian, you gotta do better than that. Now, Brian went on to say that the central issue here, this pandemic, seemed to come from people eating animals, which I've already shown actually isn't the case. And it's becoming more well known that eating animals is not the greatest thing for our health. Now, yes, there is some studies that show that having too much red meat in your diet can actually increase the risk of some cancers. But in actual fact, having more white meat, and especially fish in your diet, can reduce the risk of cancers. So, the true story here isn't so much that you need to cut out meat from your diet to be more healthy. It's to eat better, well-balanced meals and reduce your meat consumption. So don't have huge plates of just meat. Have a nice serve of meat with a good serve of veggies. A nice variety of food that you need to be healthy and to have good bowel movements. Brian May's comments came as the coronavirus death toll continues to rise across the globe, claiming the lives of 121,000 people at the time that this article was written. Describing his own relationship with veganism, May said, "I took up the vegan challenge in January, and I've been 3 months a vegan now." 3 months. He's only been a vegan 3 months, and he's already telling us, hey, we better give up meat because we're going to die from viruses. Look, the reality here is that the problem with what happened with the coronavirus is, this is a badly mutated virus that's, well, not badly for it itself, it's a goodly mutated virus. For us, it's a badly mutated virus that has increased chances of spreading and a high mortality rate compared to the ones that have come before. This is not good for us. But the worst thing for us was our response as a people. Governments were slow to respond to this. Lockdowns happened very slowly because risk to the economies. So politics was coming before the public good. This is a problem with our response to these kind of threats, these kind of emergencies. We don't have a good international response. We don't have good planning for these sort of things. And coronavirus has shown us that we are not good at this. Hopefully what will come out of this is better practices, faster response times, better organisation in our responses, and more money towards research and development of vaccines, and a stronger public awareness of the need for vaccination. These are the things that I hope come out of it and hope to improve us in the future in combating these sort of things. Then Brian goes on to say, to me it was an experiment because for a long time I'd been an animal campaigner, but I grappled with the fact that I was still eating them occasionally. Look, I understand your position here, Brian. I am all for people having the choice. If you think the right thing for you is to not eat meat, then by all means don't eat meat. But trying to say that other people should not eat meat and other people should give up these things that they like, or in the case of someone like me, have to give up something that helps to save my life constantly. Because I have pernicious anemia and I need the red meat to keep my iron levels up. I need this stuff in my diet to keep me healthy. So saying that we should all give up meat is just a ridiculous position as far as I'm concerned. I totally get it. A lot of people don't like the fact that we farm animals and don't like the fact that we eat the meat, and that's perfectly fine. Give up your meat. Don't expect me to. Don't expect other people who don't want to give it up either. I have no qualms with you saying, eat healthier, eat a little less meat. That's perfectly good advice, and you should be able to say that to people. I have no qualms with saying, go free range. Look for the less cruel alternative for your meat supplies. That's awesome. Brilliant. Let's go with that. But to say you have to give up meat? Nah, I'm sorry. I don't agree with this. And I think you're overstepping your bounds. And the article continues, but to go vegan was just a decision. And I haven't been preachy about it. Really? Because this certainly sounds fucking preachy to me. But now we've seen more of the effects on how eating animals have brought us to our knees as a species. No, eating animals has not brought us to our knees as a species. The fact that viruses can cross between species is what is dangerous to us. The fact that our governments are not good at responding is what's dangerous to us. Eating meat isn't the problem here. If it did come from somebody eating meat, then yeah, okay, that's how we got it to us. But it probably would have got to us anyway. People get bitten by animals. People are around the areas where animals are. People eat vegetables that animals have pissed and shat on. Just remember this. The vegetables that these people grow in China are out in the fields where these animals are. And these animals chew at these veggies, especially if they're vegetarian animals. They will go up, they will chew on the veggies, they leave saliva on the plants, and the plants still get harvested, people still eat them, people still get these diseases eventually, regardless of whether or not you eat the animal. In fact, if you properly cook the animal, you're less likely to get the disease than you are from the vegetables you've grown that the animals have pissed, shat, and nibbled at. So just stopping eating meat is not going to be the panacea for this problem. Brian goes on with, I think it is time to re-examine our world in a way that doesn't abuse other species. Yeah, I get your point. If you're talking about going out and hunting and just killing willy-nilly on the animals, yeah, I totally get your point here, Brian. But if we're farming them for the purpose of consumption, and they are having a good life up until the point where we put them to death so that we can get meat from them, then I don't see this as abuse. We've bred these animals to the position where we can use them as food. And we are omnivores. We are meant to eat both meat and vegetables. Sure, we can exist on vegetables, but it is a lot harder for us to do. We find it a lot harder to get a lot of the nutrients we need just from vegetables alone. And for some people, they can't get it all from the vegetables alone. So we need meat. Now, I'm all for the whole idea of farming insects to get the protein that we need from meat. I think that would be an absolutely brilliant idea. It overcomes a lot of the ecological problems we have from farming larger cattle. I know lots of people will go, I'm not eating insects, but in all honesty, if you process the protein correctly, you can make things that look like steaks or sausages or whatever else. And I doubt you'd know the difference. I mean, let's face it, you eat insects in your chocolate anyway. Brian then added, whether we will see this happen, I don't know, but I think I will start to be a bit more preachy about veganism, because to me, this is the way forward in many ways. Great, Brian. You're one of my heroes, you know. I love Queen, it is my favourite group ever, and now I have to deal with a preachy fucking Brian May. Way to ruin my coronavirus lock-in. Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, guys, now that I've alienated at least half of my subscribers and have given up any chance of ever, maybe if I was even remotely chancing the luck of it, to interview Brian May in the future, yeah, well, that's gone out the fucking window now. If you don't like this video, please give it a thumbs down. But if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And please, regardless of what you did, please subscribe and ring the little bell so you can see my videos when they come out. And please, 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 try not to choke on the selfie stick.